somewhere around 85 range. So we have a chance to jump him up to 100. His next outing, but he still, I think, needs. He's going to need more time. I think as he continues to build strength and endurance and things of that nature. So, he's going to have at least a few more to go before we start considering anything.
What are some of the positive things that you saw from him today?
Mechanically he's good. And, he's healthy. And, he's getting his work in. But he's not there yet. But he's certainly he's on the right track.
Send him on the road, whether it's with this team or because AAA's on the road all year anyway. I mean, is that not your preference?
Well, I think it depends on, first and foremost, we love to take care of our affiliates. We like to pitch off of our home mound, so in theory, that's always the way we want to go. Competition's important as well, so as you progress, you like to progress up the ladder with, similar competition, as well as taking care of your affiliates and your fans that support those affiliates and the home mounds and the people and the stadiums you're comfortable with. But again, I got to take a step back and look at A, weather, B, schedules, C, competition, and first and foremost, how Andy's feeling. So, we'll look at that. Today was obviously very difficult, and I got the phone call from Dr. Ahmad. He just said, I don't have good news. He prefaced it right away. He said, I don't have good news to talk about, Brian. But you have to deal with it. It's something that unfortunately is part of our sport. Where, hey, listen, if you can, pick your assets and say, hey, these guys are going to stay as is, and that would be obviously the best way to go. But that's why you have to have depth. You have to build, a group to pull from, and unfortunately, we're going to have to pull some other names other than Michael Pineda for the 2012 season. That certainly wasn't my intention. When we acquired him, it certainly wasn't Michael's. Intention to fulfill a lot of dreams, and so we're going to have to wait on all of those things. The most important thing now is taking care of Michael, making sure he gets the best medical care. Try to look at the bright side of these things. It's not good to see anything bright out of this right now. So but there is a success rate. We'll focus on that aspect of it. We'll make sure he's gets the best medical attention. He's in the best medical hands, and we'll try to rehab him to the best of our abilities with the doctors involved, and hopefully everything will go perfect, and in a date in the future we'll have the player that we hoped we were getting, but we just have to take the time out and the healing process, the surgical process, and put it in God's hands to see if that day can come for us down the line.
Torn labrum? Labrum?
Yeah, he has a labrum tear in the front of the shoulder, which is an unusual spot for labrum tears. Most of them are slap labrums on the back end of the shoulder. This is in the front end. Rotator's good. Rotator is healthy, and so it's an arthroscopic surgery, so that you do not have to open him up. So that's could be worse if you have to open up. You don't want anybody to have shoulder surgery. If you're going to pick surgeries for pitchers, you prefer the elbow. Those are easier. If you have to have a shoulder surgery, you'd rather it be the labrum than the rotator cuff. You'd rather it not be any of it in the shoulder, but if you're going to have to go in the shoulder, the lighter load's the labrum, but that's not a light load either. But
Brian, what are success cases that, in terms of guys who come back, that you can point to come back well?
I mean, I'm not an expert on this, but clearly when the specific injuries get tagged, you talk about, when I heard this, I was obviously devastated, and clearly still am. But I was a little surprised to hear how pitchers actually do come back from this, and at the level that they do, and at the success rate that they do. So we're cautiously optimistic, despite what he has. At least this is something that is correctable by surgery and has, a very, very high success rate. And that was something that was learned by me today. Because if you asked me in March, I think I told everybody when the MRI came back clean in March, that just said, I spent the night. They said, "Well, you felt like it?" I said, "Well, I went to bed. I had visions of labrums and rotator cuffs dancing in my head." And that's not what you want to think about. Well, now, we're at the end of April, and we're dealing with a significant labrum tear. So now you get more information, and with two real high-end doctors, Chris Ahmad and David Alchek, and when they both tell you that, you know, hey, guys come back from this, and most guys come back from this, and most guys come back from this at the same level, and this stuff is repairable with surgery. It's not like the rotator cuff, and they start talking like that, you know, you start to grab onto hope and silver linings anywhere you can get when you're in this circumstance.